I didn't know that Brazil has a lot of fans. The fact that I was invited makes me feel good. And this event is huge, one of the biggest I've ever been to. Thank you for watching our films. Thank you for enjoying them. Thank you for liking the characters, whether they're on the other side or the dark side. Yeah, there's something for everybody in Star Wars, and I hope you found your hero. No, never. I wanted to play the part because I liked the script, I liked the design. But when we were filming, Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, myself, we read these words and they were, but we said them because we were professional actors and we'd signed a contract. So every day on the set, everybody worked really professionally. But just like us, 20th Century Fox back in America were looking at the daily film edits and going, this is terrible. And in the end, they cut the money off. They stopped the budget. So the film just opened, a little bit of advertising. The film opened and people went and saw it and wow, they went and told their friends, and then it went viral. So I told you, you told two people told four people, do the maths. So you had to make the effort to go to the movie theater, and maybe that is why it is so big, because everybody saw it on the huge screen. Wow. And many people went straight back in line to watch it again. When I was offered the interview, and I have written a book, I Am C-3PO, The Inside Story, and I talk about how when I was offered an interview, I said, no, because I thought I was a serious actor. And I thought being a robot was like, no, like a Dalek, you remember the Daleks? They were robots. But then Ralph McQuarrie's painting of the character changed my mind, and when I read the script, every time he came on the page, I liked him. But I had to think, because the face doesn't move, and most of us talk with our hands a lot in this area, so you have to find other ways, you know. And then you also have the fact that Luke Skywalker, Mark Hamill, speaks to 3PO like a real person, like a real friend. So the audience look at Mark Hamill looking at 3PO, and they think, oh, Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker, thinks he's real. And I think that's why he's very popular, because many humans have to pretend to be really macho and brave, but most people, most sensitive people, have insecurities. They deal with them in different ways. But here you have this figure very big on the screen, surrounded with people like Han Solo, and he exhibits such human qualities. And a lot of that was in the writing in George Lucas's original script, which is why I liked the part when I read it. The only person I liked was him, because he appealed to the human in me. George hated my performance, it's true. The thing was, he'd never, in his head, thought of 3PO as being a British actor. C-3PO, human-cyborg relations. He kind of wanted he's American, he wanted an American. And of course, when I was acting the part, I had a microphone here and a transmitter around the back here. It sounded like you couldn't use it at all. So then I had to do a temporary track so as not to drive the editors crazy. And then they went away, and 6 months later, and it is in my book, they asked me to go to Hollywood from London. And it was then that I found out that George Lucas had not liked my performance at all. Yeah, I was a little shocked. A little bit, because George used to get very angry when I changed the words. But sometimes my words were better, and occasionally go, oh, okay. But the whole story was his. And although I may change little bits, there's no way I can think of that kind of imagination to create such an extraordinary story that has now lasted for 40 years and more. Wow. There I was on behalf of Princess Leia. She sent me a message to present a court case. And there, the magic thing, back in 1977, when we filmed the original Star Wars, most of the scenery was real. It was painted, or like the Millennium Falcon, there was only half of it. From this side, it was real. And then the rest was painted on the wall in perspective painting. Very clever. Because with the one-eye camera, you can do that, you can cheat. So then we moved on, of course, to green screen. But now, with Ahsoka, I didn't realize. I walked in on set and I got changed and came on, did the scene many, many times in this big courtroom with furniture, and there was a sky above because it was a beautiful day. And then at the end of the day, the whole room disappeared. It was, in fact, a digital cyc. It's called the volume. And when they switched off, I was confused. So I have made the transition through all of the types of filming, including some motion capture for him, which is so much easier because I don't have to wear the suit. So for me, 40 plus years of being in this film industry, in the Star Wars movies, because nowadays actors have to get so used to dealing with special effects that are happening there. Some of the effects are put on afterwards, but other times there are people on computers doing stuff to you, or you faking it, or there's somebody in a green suit doing something, he will go away. BB-8, beautiful, favorite character. Brian Herring with green sticks here, standing there going beep, 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 and doing this. And of course I would look at him and laugh. Well, I had to look at the ball because that's where the sound was coming from. So you get used to acting with craziness around you, and all the time pretending the cameras aren't there. But that was standard. Now you have people on wires and so on, and it's all very technical. But the big thing is the story. Always the story is important. When you employ an actor, you don't just get the face, you get a brain and an artistic sense, and also a sense of being in the place. That if I come into a set, and this was the difficult thing about green screen, that there's nothing. But my first job was in radio, so you don't have scenery in radio. So green screen, you have to think where you are. And when you are where you are, then you react differently and so on. So with the brain, with thinking, your imagination, the actor can contribute. And a good, sensitive director will allow you to contribute, not crazy, but maybe take some ideas. J.J. Abrams was very good at allowing, so I would like to work with him again. But R2-D2 was, of course, like working with this table. It did. R2, what are you doing here? Well, nobody invited you. So I had to react to nothing. And this is, at drama school, of course, we did improvisation classes. And what shocked me was when we began filming, after 6 months of making this costume, after 6 months, nobody mentioned to me that R2-D2 in the script never made a sound, would not be speaking, that I would have to learn the whole dialogue by myself. First day I didn't work with R2. The second day I did, and it was like, there's no sound. And nobody told me. Now that's kind of thoughtless, wasn't it? Yeah. Film industry can be quite weird sometimes. Que a força esteja com você.